I have recently reviewed the Epomaker GK68X, a keyboard that got a lot of attention as it offered all the features most look for in a small form factor keyboard. It has hot swap switch sockets, key remapping, good quality keycaps, the option of a premium aluminum case, and much more. While it all sounds great, I wondered, can we make the typing experience better? Well, I think so let's go ahead and perform some mods to hopefully achieve this goal. I started by disassembling the keyboard, starting with the keycaps, which I wasn't a fan of with the purple case to begin with. This keyboard was offered in both cherry and Gateron options, and my variant came with cherry red switches. I personally think they are decent, but there are definitely a bunch of better linear switches on the market as well. After all the switches were removed, I removed all the screws that held the plate and PCB inside the case. Some of the screws are actually holding the plate and PCB together, so I wanted to leave these as is, but I also had to remove the split bar plate as this one is screwed directly in the case. First thing I wanted to try was installing neoprene foam inside the case to improve the sound. So I cut a sheet just the right size and started sticking it inside the case while cleaning the standoffs. I tried reinstalling the PCB and plate, but it was in contact with the foam and I couldn't screw it down enough so that the USB port matches the cutout. I tried removing some of the material here and there, but the PCB was in contact with the foam at too many places, so I had to remove all of it and only leave some foam in the battery compartment. Unfortunately, this material leaves a mess, so I'll have to clean it up later with some glue remover or something like that. Although the stabs are somewhat factory lubed, I wanted to apply another coat just to make sure no spot was left behind. I tried a quicker technique this time without disassembling the stabs themselves and used the brush to apply a coat in between every moving piece. It's not as effective and probably doesn't work as well as if you disassemble the stabs completely, but it did make a difference, so at least there's that. As for the switches, I had Kailh Cream Switches. These are linears like the cherry reds, but they're heavier and the stems are made with a material named POM, which is a self-lubricating plastic, so in the end, they are smoother than most stock linears. Kailh housings are really great for hot swap boards too. They snap into place tightly and they're easy to remove. These specific switches are 5-pin, so that adds a bit of strength with how they hold on to the plate and PCB. They're not the prettiest with this beige color, but hey, if they feel great, that's all that matters. Now to finish this build, I had a set of dark gray, black and yellow PBT keycaps specifically made for a 65% layout. I like the yellow, dark gray and purple themes, sort of like a Wario theme. These keycaps have a cherry profile, which I find easier to type on than the DSA profile the stock keycaps had, and the legends are dye sublimated so they will not wear out easily. I believe they sell for around $30, which I think is reasonable given how great they look and the overall quality. So here's the final build. Let's hear a sound comparison of before and after the mods. So a couple observations. Stabilized keys sound better with less rattle. Keystrokes have a slightly lower pitch sound. They seem to have a bit less reverb too, which I guess the remaining neoprene sheet help with. And finally, these cream switches have less ping than the cherry reds I had before. It's not a huge improvement in sound, but I still think there's a noticeable difference. These cream switches are also much smoother compared to the cherry reds. While they're slightly heavier, they don't feel very hard to press down because of how easily the stems slide down. Not only I believe the yellow, gray, and purple theme looks better than the keycap set I had on before, this keyboard now performs much better with mods that are easy to do, no solder required. I will also have a video on the barebone GK64XS and GK61X, so if you like these kinds of videos where I install new switches and keycaps, please consider subscribing. So that wraps it up for today. As always, I'll have affiliate links to the other GKX keyboard models. As the GK68X was part of a Kickstarter, it's not yet available elsewhere. I'll also have links to all the parts I used for these mods. So thanks for watching, make sure you leave a like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, as I'll see you in a future video.